Welcome back to our community. Susie Thomas visiting with Heath Dawson from Living Word Outdoor Drama. You can find them at 6010 College Hill Road in Cambridge, Ohio. And tell me about the cast, Heath. Where do you find and continue to find these remarkable actors year after year?
That's a good question. Again, it's a God thing for the most part. We were just talking again. Dave Milligan, our board president, and I. We were talking down at the barn because we were doing some stuff down there today, and I said, we are so lucky to have Martin and Cherry Nelson come to us. And I said, Dave, where did they even come from? And he goes, Heath, I don't know really. and that's what kind of happens with some of our people. Now, do we go out and recruit? Well, sure we do. We try to invite everybody during the show. During the intermission, I always do about a 5 to 10 minute talk. And I always, end with, make sure you come out and participate. We'd love to have you as part of our family. Anytime we go to churches and speak, same thing. So we do try to recruit, but mostly it's just people want to be involved. And a lot of times they have come and watched the show, and they're so moved that they want to rejoin or to come and join. We just had a couple here on Saturday night from New Philadelphia, of all places, and they said, we want to be a part of this. How can we do it? We can only be here on Saturdays, and we might miss a few, but how can we do this? And I said, you just show up at 6:45 any show night, and you can be in it.
Wow.
And I'll put you in touch with our director. So they ended up talking with Nick Williams, who is our performance director. He oversees the show part of it. But I got him in touch, and they're going to start being involved. So honestly, that's a lot of how it happens. People just come and are so moved by it, or anything that they've seen at a church where myself, I take Dee Carter, who is a board member, and then Logan Hill is one of the three men who play Jesus. I usually set up, church visits in the off season, and the three of us will go do stuff, and then somebody in the crowd will come up and say, "We want to be a part of this. How do we do it?" So that's kind of how it happens.
I've got to think that having something this powerful taking place that's central to the community, like Oberammergau, right in Cambridge, Ohio, that's got to have an impact on the community itself. Do you see that?
Oh, yes. We Cambridge, Guernsey County is a huge tourism area to begin with. As I said, during the November and December holiday season, our whole entire downtown is littered with Dickens characters. I don't know if you've ever heard about the Dickens Memorial or the Dickens Village. It's awesome, and then we have the light show with the courthouse. They do some things with that throughout the season too. So, our downtown is very historic and has a lot to offer people. Mosser Glass, Cambridge Glass Museum, the history of Guernsey County. We have a great county and a great downtown area. So, and then the Living Word is an extension of that. Even though we're not downtown, we are a top tourism destination for people who come to Guernsey County. So we're blessed to be, a part of our tourism industry. We have Salt Fork and Seneca Lakes, which a lot of people go and enjoy. So we really have a lot to offer people. And people say, hey, what if we come to Living Word? What is there to do in Cambridge? So usually, or Guernsey County. So we like to say, where do we begin? So
yeah,
we do have a huge impact on our local economy. A lot of people will go and eat at Theo's or one of the other restaurants when they come here, or they'll stay at the local hotels this weekend. We've got a bus group that's coming that's staying at the Baymont. We had a group last week that stayed at Fairfield Inn. So a lot of our hotels, Comfort and Days Inn. We have a lot of different partners, the Microtel and Hampton. We're lucky to have hotels that partner with us. So, yeah, we are very have a big impact on the area.
And then I want to take that one step further. And just because of the content of what you're doing, you must be having a spiritual impact as well. Talk about that.
Yeah, and I'll start with myself on the spiritual impact. I grew up in the church. As I said earlier, I knew who Christ was from the time I was born. Both parents Christians, both sets of grandparents devout Christians. Grew up in a youth group. Went to 2 Christian colleges, and so I had basically what I tell people. I was like basically born into spiritual royalty from the time I was a kid, but unfortunately I fell away, and so I went through a rough time in life to my own doing. But I'll say, right before I came to the Living Word, I'd got reborn, and once I got here, the impact it started having on me was immense, and it wasn't overnight. It just started happening, and as this place has grown, I've grown, and the impact it's had on me has been phenomenal. And so it makes it a lot easier for me. I'm getting goosebumps as I talk. But as I go out, it's easy for me to talk about the living Word because I have so much passion for what it's done in my own life. And when people come here, and I don't mind saying his name because his mom doesn't bother, but we had a boy named Jacob Valentine here my second year here, and he wanted to talk in my office, and he was thinking about taking his own life. And very rough. But I sit, and our show gets over at 10, and we were in my office until well after midnight that night, and we spent time. And his mom called me a few months later, said he's great news. He's back in church. He went forward. He's given his life back to God. And then I just got a call this year where he graduated college.
Wow!
So it's phenomenal to me, and
that's
was
hope
because of the living Word. You know what I mean? There's no other ands, ifs, or buts about it. The living Word was a part in changing a young man's life. So.
Wow.
We could go into story after story right now of things like that, but that's one of the most impressive stories that I really like to share with people, that we're just blessed to have this place to touch people's lives.
You do some fun things with theme nights. Tell me about that.
Well, theme nights was really interesting because when I got here my first year, I just kind of really sit back and just observed because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I had no idea what we needed to do, what needed to change. I just wanted to sit back and watch. So about the end of that first season, I got an idea of, you go to a baseball game and they give you a bobblehead doll or a T-shirt or it's a hot dog night or a fireworks night. And I thought, why don't we try to do something like that at the Living Word and offer discounts so we can get different groups of people to come? Now, when we offer themes, say, for instance, we have Senior Citizen Night. That doesn't mean only senior citizens can come that night. We invite all guests any night, but it's just to help senior citizens pick a night where they can maybe afford to come. But the themes were kind of brought about that way. And, some of the most fun themes we have, the first I want to mention is Saturday, August 17th. That's Crucifixed. That would be our 4th annual event. It's a youth family-type day. And we have rock bands that come out, and we cover Pilate's Court with a tent. And then we have, the bands are set up in our pavilion so you can meet and greet with them. And it's really a neat day. And so we've had a lot of growth in that since year one.
Wow.
So we really are excited about that. This year we'll have As We Ascend, The Protest, Random Hero, and Zana. And they're all national touring Christian rock bands. It's not just bands that are local. I mean, these are bands that are on the radio and are having massive success. So we're lucky to have that. Another neat theme is the Jerusalem Experience and Family Fun Day on Saturday, September 7th. We turn this entire place almost like into a festival/fair. And kids come, and we'll have a petting zoo. We have costume-making station, unleavened bread station. They have game stations, story time. So it's almost like a VBS, a Vacation Bible School, but outside that's got a festival fair-like environment to it. So it's really a really neat. Those are two of our most favorite themes.
Neat.
But again, we have different themes like July 12th, 13th weekend. We're celebrating Youth Weekend. So we'll have Youth Night one night and Teen Night the next to let them in, on the cheap. So, but then we have Amish Mennonite Night, which that's been a huge success, and it's so awesome to look down into the set and see all those walks of faith coming to us that night. We have Senior Citizen Night. We have a Christian Motorcycle Bike Night. we really, our themes have been tremendous, and set the attendance record night, the last night of the season.
Nice, yeah.
A rousing success. So it's really had a help in boosting our attendance numbers. So we've been very blessed by theme night.
What ages do you consider youth? What would that be?
Youth start at age 4 and up through 12, and they're $6 typically. And then teenagers, 13. We consider teenagers adults, but 13 and up to 59 is considered adult/teens. They're $18, and then senior citizens 60 and up, or AAA members, or $16.
Okay. Oh, nice. Nice to know. Okay. And I'm sure you've got a website that explains all of this in case someone's driving in their car and they're not able to write all this down.
Yes, we're a very interactive website. It's at livingworddrama.org, of course, www. But if you go on there, we have one of the neat things is I like on the top corner of our webpage, you can click brochure, and that'll give you a PDF version of our 2019 brochure. So it'll show you our entire brochure. You can go through all the themes on that. Or if you go to our events page, we have an events calendar, and then we also have a calendar of events page. We have a gallery page, so you can go in and see some of our actors, some of the set pieces, and different things. So our web page is very interactive, so we definitely encourage visitors to go see that. And if you can't go to our web page, we're also on Facebook, and we post pretty much every day on Facebook and always have things there. So.
Cool. Very cool. What's the future hold for you, Heath?
As far as myself or the Living Word in general?
Well, let's start with Living Word, and if you'd like to talk about where you feel God is leading you,
sure.
We'd love to know.
Sure. As far as the Living Word goes, the biggest thing is when I came here, I said, give me 3 to 5 years, and let's see what happens. And I feel, as I said, we've put in a $40,000 state-of-the-art LED lighting system that increased lighting by 300%. We just graveled our entire parking lot. We did the handicap section that I talked about earlier. We've done 2 phases of seats. I'm getting ready to meet with the electricians on Thursday, and we start a $5,500 parking lot project that will increase our lighting in our parking lot by 500%. We're working on. I wrote a grant for the tomb, so hopefully we can build a new tomb. So, we've repainted our men's and women's and our concession stand this year. We redid the whole entire Cross of Mercy. When you come into the Welcome Center, we redid it and painted it all white, and it's just people are raving about it. So, as far as the future, what we have, I just want to continue doing what God wants us to do here. I want to continue making upgrades, and it's been odd because we haven't really had a 10-year long-term plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's just God is just unveiling things to me or someone else, or hey, what about this idea? And once we get it, we start praying about it, we start looking into it, and then if I think it's feasible, then we do it, and that's kind of how we've done, Susie. But long term, I would love to see our parking lot paved.
Yeah.
Not just graveled. Long term, I'd like to see us build an amphitheater pavilion so we can cover our entire seating section, and then I would like to see our welcome center or our set have an awning, so you would have an overhang come out over our set. So you could have the show no matter if it rains or doesn't rain. We can have the show anytime, because we've already had to cancel 1 show this year. We had 6 last year. That's really hurts our income when we're a nonprofit. So, long term, those are some things that I would love to see. It may have to be done in phases or something, or, hopefully, there would be a donor listening right now and say, hey, listen, that's something I would love to help with, because, obviously, there are people out there that donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to organizations.
Sure.
So, maybe God wants me to say it today, and somebody listens to it, and they'll give me a birthday present.
Well, let's get that out there for your birthday. Absolutely.
Yes, a birthday present. Somebody listening, please. But
yes.
And then as far as myself goes, I just told somebody, I had a job offer this week actually.
Yikes! No.
Somebody looked, and I've turned down a couple different jobs since I've been here, and the Living Word has changed my life, and you can't put a value on that. So if somebody could offer me $1 million, and it would be hard for me to leave. And I know somebody listening may say, "Oh, that's crazy," but where I'm at in my life, you cannot place a value on your soul, and my soul is in good shape, and that's thanks to the Living Word. So as far as myself goes, I don't see myself leaving here anytime. But if God leads me to maybe one of the churches I go speak at, He'll want me to lead a flock there. But as far as my plans, I hope to be here for a long time.
That is the greatest news I've heard in a while, and quite an endorsement of Living Word or Outdoor Drama. Go to livingworddrama.org for all the information, and really looking forward to seeing this again. Heath Dawson, thank you so much for what you bring to our community.
Thank you so much, and if you can't attend the Living Word, please just tell somebody about it and pray for us. That's the biggest thing you could do for us.
Awesome. Thank you.